If you are trying to get the Tryhard Rod inside a fish, this is exactly where we're going to do this. Now, I have completed the final quest, and I will tell you this is ridiculously hard, and I'll show you the best things I would recommend for doing this and what I did and all that. So first things first is we're going to go over the requirements. So first requirement you're going to need is to be level 150. So that's not too bad considering, you know, with basic XP grinding strats, you can get that level really easily. So we're going to come over here, right? And you're just going to come over to Rod's list. This is where the NPC is at, and you'll actually start. So you'll have to go into the volcano and do like the parkour to get into it, to get to the backside, because that's where you'll actually start the you know, quest line. We'll just come on through the backside, and then we'll come up through here. Now you do have to do a bit of parkour, but there's a kind of easier-ish way to get up here. Just come to the backside, just like try to jump this and get over here. It's probably easier with shift lock, really. Then you'll get up here. Now this is where the NPC is. So this is going to be row red right here. So the first, once you start talking to them, do note this. Every challenge you're going to be doing is going to be using this rod right here, the flimsy rod. So you're going to have to be using this rod for all these quests. Just as a note, if you know how bad this rod is, you can, you know, get a little assumption based around that and how hard this could be. Now, there are two ways you can get this. You can either do the quests or you can buy the rod, which costs 1 billion shekels, whatever the currency is. If you know you have that many, you can do that, but I would not recommend it. I feel like that's really expensive and you could probably buy a better rod. But anyway, so first thing is once you want to talk to them, so the first quest. So since I'm on the last one, I can't really talk and show you it, but the first quest is going to be you have to perfect or perform and achieve 10 perfect catches in a row with the flimsy rod. Now that's going to be the starter rod. Now the one thing to note about this is you can enchant your rod continuously, and I would very much recommend doing this, but you're going to have to get 10 perfect catches. If you don't know what that means, you're going to have to perfectly keep the bar on that. And I'll go over the quests. I'll go over the quests, right, that you have to do, and then finally I'll go over the best ways you can do them. So once again, first thing is obviously you have to do that. Then the best thing I would recommend for doing so is getting controlled on the rod or Herculean, because if you look at the stats of the rod, 0 resilience, 0 control, 10 kg, 0 luck. I would really actually only recommend getting controlled just so you have a big control bar. And then the max kg, since it's so low, this will actually make it completely possible to only catch bad stuff, meaning you can pretty much guarantee get the perfect catches really easily. So then in doing so, I'll show you the best spot for this. But the next thing to note is we are going to do the part 2. So this one, you're going to have to get 25 perfect casts and perfect catches in a row with the flimsy rod. This, I'm not going to lie, is so annoying that it took me probably a few hours to do. Once again, you're going to have to get 25 perfect catches, but you're also going to have to get 25 perfect casts. So if you don't know what that is, when you like cast the rod and you perfectly hit it in the green, it goes like, makes a little sound and, you know, is perfect. You have to do that 25 times, and then you have to catch the fish 25 times, every single time perfectly in a row. Not like 25 casts and then catches. You have to perfectly cast it and then perfectly catch it 25 times. This, I honestly think is harder than the last one just because of how time consuming it is. But once again, if you just increase the control on the bar and get the cast down, if you're decently good at that, once again, you can fish in this area I'll show you, making that really easy. But as you see, fish caught, I've caught so many fish with this because I just kept failing the cast part. And then the final quest is going to be the one you have to do to actually achieve it. As you see, you're going to, if I can click this, you have to catch a megalodon with an invincible Tryhard flimsy rod. Now, the two annoying parts about this is Tryhard. As you see, this is actually 2 enchants in one. And if you know what that means, you're going to need cosmic relics, and you're also going to need exalted relics. So I will be giving away a bunch of cosmic relics. I'll just give away, like, you know, to the winner of the giveaway. So if you want to enter into the, you know, that giveaway, comment your Roblox username down below and leave a like, and, you know, tell me what step of the quest line you're on, and I'll give away those relics. So 5 cosmic relics to the winner of the giveaway, because as a note, you're going to have to get the Tryhard enchant and the invincible enchant. So invincible is from exalted relics, Tryhard is from cosmic relics, because obviously cosmic and exalted can stack. Now, finally, once you do have this, you're also going to have to use this one bait. So when you do the quest, you're going to get this Tryhard bait right here. So as you see, lure speed is going to be increased by 45, resilience is going to be plus 30, which is something I do like. I will say I do like that is a plus side to it. And then preferred luck 50,000. So if you look at the bestiary on Ancient Isles, the bestiary for the megalodon, ancient megalodon, whatever, as you see, the megalodon's preferred is going to be all these, but then specifically the Tryhard worm. So you're actually going to have a very good easy chance to catch it using this bait. Also, you know, you have to, but so the full thing is going to be, you have to, I believe you don't have to perfect catch it, which I would imagine would be nearly impossible, but you're going to have to catch a megalodon with the invincible Tryhard flimsy rod. rod. So you're gonna have to use that, and of course use the Tryhard worm. Now finally, once you have done so, you're gonna be able to get the rod. Now this is Megalodon down, and you click I'm truly a goat, you get the rod. Now the dialogue does continue. Look at you flexing, just remember. So now you have the Tryhard Rod. I don't know why it's like in my inventory like that. Boom. It's actually really weird. So now you got the Tryhard Rod. So once again, this rod sucks to get. The bar I believe is really small. Then the stats, if you want to look at it, max kg, that it's practically infinite. Super bad resilience and super low control. Really good luck, really high lure speed. So this is the things to note if you're wondering what this means. So really low resilience means that the fish moves very, very fast and the bar fills up very, very fast. So if you didn't know, higher resilience means the thing takes longer to catch and moves slower. So if you look at something like the cinder block rod, this one has, you can't really see it, but it has 1,000% resilience. The bar practically doesn't move at all, and the fish itself doesn't really move at all. So it's a pain in the butt, to say the least. Now, the difference with that rod to the Tryhard Rod is the Tryhard Rod has minus 500% resilience, meaning not only is the thing itself going to be moving all over the place, but it's also going to fill up very, very fast. Now, the other thing is control is pretty much non-existent on this rod. If you want to look at the example over on the Wikipedia, you can, but it pretty much looks like this. So it's 3% of the full thing. If you get controlled, it's 8%, and if you get Herculean, it becomes 13. Now that kind of sucks, not gonna lie, but it's only 13% of the bars with best, control enchant. Now the another thing to note is the best things you can get on this. So the best enchants, I believe, in my opinion, for this rod, once you do get it, if you do, is going like said before, Herculean, and then something like Cosmic Relic related. So Herculean and Chirogenic. So Chirogenic is a enchant from Cosmic Relics, which is going to have a good percent chance to pretty much freeze the fish while you're catching it. And then if you also remember, with the crazy high resilience, the bar will fill up very fast. Now, the next thing to note is the best way you can achieve each of these quests. So I'm going to head on over to my favorite spot for completing both of the first and second quests, which is going to be over at Sunstone Island. So we're just going to go on over to Sunstone Island once again. Now, the reason for Sunstone Island is there's a little spot. If you have the fish radar, you can go ahead and turn that on so you can see it better. I feel like they nerfed the steering on this boat. So you're just going to come up here. As you see that common crate, that's the section we're going to. So that's going to be just up back here. I mean, it's not too far away, realistically. So you're just going to come on to the back side with this Lego looking part. And this is where we're going to fish. So you're just going to come on down here. And so this is the best spot I have found to do both quests. So in this little area right here, so this is going to pretty much, as you see, have a really high chance to get common crates. And you can also use like magnet bait or garbage bait to pretty much only catch this stuff. And once again, if you use like the Herculean or just controlled to make the control bar even bigger on the flimsy rod, you're gonna have a really good chance to only catch these ones. So that's pretty much my overall recommendation, is use this for both the first and second quest. Now, once again, the final note, the catching the actual shark, you have to catch this yourself. You can't, be given this. So that makes it a bit difficult, but for the most part, that's pretty much it for this video. Once again, if you want the Cosmic Relics and it's a, little giveaway for those trying to get the mutation or enchant on this rod, just comment your Roblox username down below, leave a like and say what part of the quest line you're on. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.